Hey, welcome back to the Corner Store where we bring you another pop-up episode here on this Sunday. We're just a couple of guys from Glenville, Georgia, where we're letting you in on our group chat and our lively discussions throughout the week where we talk about trending topics, politics, sports, and so much more. And we have a pretty good show tonight. Welcome our cast to the show. And as we welcome the cast, we want to make sure you guys share the live, hit like, let us know where you're watching from, and then add people to us. And therefore, let's go to it, fellas. We got Edmund, Micah, and Slick who are here. What's up, good peoples?
What's going on?
What's up, people?
I can't call it, man. Another day, another dollar. We're 100 days into Trump, man. First 100 days. So how do y'all feel about it, man? What we expected? Some surprises? Are they getting what they asked for? Are they regretting what they voted for? Micah and Edmund, this is our paper and politics segment. So what say you?
I think it's what we expected, and I think it's the hardcore right. He can't do anything wrong. He's sent by God. They're not regretting anything, even though it's mostly against their interests. They don't regret anything. But there are some people who are in the middle who some expected something different. Some didn't expect it to be so extreme and have be facing so many cuts. And so they may be a little surprised. And I think that's really what's hurting his approval rating is not his base, because his base, they don't care. He can't do any wrong in their eyes. But the ones who were wavering, they're the ones who are kind of like, okay, well, I didn't expect all this to be so extreme. And then so extreme all in this short amount of time. It's like, man, he did about a year's worth of 2 years worth of things in 100 days. And so I think a lot of people are some people are shocked. I'll say that. And then the people like us, we kind of, it's par for the brand, kind of what we expected already going into it.
Man, no people not shocked. They knew what was going to happen. They just didn't think it was going to affect them. And this man, I was seeing some polls today. This man is at a 80-year low, a historic low of his disapproval. That's and wild. So you're getting what this is the place where you find out that politics and elections have consequences. And so it is what it is.
Facts. So let me go to the Republican side of the house. Slick.
Yeah.
Do you still think she wasn't as qualified, and would it be worse than what we're getting right now?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Neither one of them are my candidate. I did vote for her, but I just think that we got what we got because of some failures on the Democratic Party side. Everybody keeps making excuses. They don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to push what they did for us, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We still running playbooks from 66, 65, so I can tell you this.
Question.
I had a T-bone steak last night, so I'm still good.
You still didn't answer the question. Do you think it would be better or worse under or the status quo?
No, I don't think it would have been worse. I mean, I don't think shit. Most of the people that she wouldn't attack DOD as he is. I don't think that she would have initiated tariffs. So yeah, I think she would have been a better president to him. That's why I voted for. Again, I'm and I'm not gonna get in a tit for tat. She was the least of evils. So
yeah, good.
See,
good stuff.
I would beg to differ a little bit here. As
no
far
shit.
as
Here they go.
The say that
hey, Edmund, before you go,
as evil, I think that's a stretch to say evil.
Big stretch.
But my thing is, this is what happens when you become apathetic, and now we're seeing things that truly affect us as African Americans. Right now, these folks are dismantling the Smithsonian African American Museum of History, where they're getting rid of exhibits and they're saying this violation of his executive order. And so my thing is we get so caught up on personalities and not look at strictly policies. These folks have been on a war path since 1971. I've just been doing research lately, found out, Project 25 was written in 1971, and they had a whole plan that they laid out in 71 to pretty much get rid of the the whole civil rights era of achievements. There was this memo written in 1971 by a guy by the name of Lewis Powell. He actually became a Supreme Court justice. He is the precursor to the Heritage Foundation, to all of these think tanks that started. That actually, the Heritage Foundation is the author of Project 25, but this thing started back in 1971, where their whole plan was to take over the courts, to take over the media, to take over the courts, media, and education, and mobilize their people politically. And they used the even white evangelicals to help them accomplish this. And so we're just living through this era now where Project 25 is what we see, but these folks been at it. And what we don't do is think and strategize like they do. And we don't get mad and go home when things don't go our way. And they've been fighting this battle 71. How many? That's 50 years ago, 50 something years ago. These folks have been at it. And since Obama, I voted for Obama and nothing happened. So I'm going home. Politics don't work. No. They lost election after election after election. They kept at it, and we don't.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Good stuff. Let's welcome Big Goots to the stage. Big Al, long time no see. What's going on, my brother?
Man? Everything good. Everything
good. Yeah, how's everything on your end?
Y'all, everybody good. Family good. I'm good. Can't complain.
And wake up then.
Tired, bro. Hey.
No, bro. How you got morning breath? How you got morning breath at 8:20 at night, bro?
We old, man. I take my power now.
Yeah, that cat said, man, we got a podcast.
I won't be able to go back to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, but man, that's great stuff. Great feedback there, man. Roderick and Michael, always good topics. And before we go any further, I know we talked about VP Madam Harris before, and we always welcome estrogen to our show. And I'd like to introduce our special guest tonight, Miss Kirsten Keels-McKinney. Let's give it up for everybody.
Oh, wow.
I invited Kirsten to the show tonight. She's a frequent watcher of the show and enjoys it, and she's always in the chat chiming in. And she recently is starting a brand because she's recently a new mother. A beautiful daughter is 2 years old, and she became a mother after 40 while pursuing her career, pursuing her spirituality, wellness, finance, and all of that stuff, as well as being a new wife. And with her brand, she's reaching out to the 40-plus community that have recently become new mothers, at the same time trying to balance their home life as well as careers, wellness. She's a fitness advocate, and she does some of everything. The only bad thing I would say about her is she went to the University of Florida, but the thing that saves her is her parents went to Savannah State.
Exactly.
So we've been locked in it since then. And then it's such a small world, Roderick, Al, and I don't know if you knew him, Edmund and Michael, but her godfather is none other than Beach High School Charlie Smith, the track coach with the beard that used to go back and forth with Coach Hall. He's legendary also, and that's her godfather. So I learned that last year, and just wanted to welcome her to the show to give her two-piece about her brand, and then maybe chime in a little bit on some of the topics. Welcome to the show, Kirsten. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you have going on? Let us know about this new brand you have coming.
Yeah, thank you so much, Shannon. Thanks everybody for having me. I do watch y'all, and y'all are good. It's very interesting. I do chime in the chat. I'm gonna just say one thing. Y'all need to let Slick talk. Y'all be cutting him off. Let Slick talk.
See? Thank you.
Please don't.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, no
Hey,
problem.
our ratings already
That's
dropped, so I
hogwash.
don't know. I'm like Trump now. We're chasing ratings.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so thanks for the intro, Shannon. Like, I mean, you pretty much said everything, but yeah, I'm launching this kind of brand community, if you will, um, targeting, new moms over 40 or moms again over 40. There was an article not too long ago that was published about how the number of new moms over 40 have outpaced teen moms for the first time ever, which obviously is a good thing. Yeah, so like just the fact that that whole geriatric thinking that, after you are mid 30s, you can't have babies anymore. Just kind of combating that. I'm not a medical professional, so I'm not giving like medical advice or what to do to increase your chances of getting pregnant at 40. But I do want to talk about what it's like having a baby while you're older. Like I have friends that I went to high school with, that I went to college with, and their kids are in high school and some have already graduated. So I'm in this group of women who have 2-year-olds running around, and my friends are not in that stage of life anymore. So it's kind of building a community around that, as well as, as you mentioned, getting fit. Like, one, getting fit in your 40s or staying fit in your 40s is already one thing. Now try doing that after having a baby in your 40s, as well as, juggling relationships, whether you're married or dating, as well as, being social. Because it's like, you get in your 40s and your friends have these kids that are kind of self-sufficient, and here you are with a toddler, and it's like, oh, I just can't go out or go to dinner or hang out like that. I gotta, arrange a babysitter. So how do we maintain our friend relationships, and still have a piece of ourselves, even though we've decided to have these children late in life?
Got you. That's good stuff. Drop a bomb for Kirsten. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let me stop the bombs. All right. So with you being a newfound mother and one of the best parents I know I give him a hard time in our chats and we go back and forth on here, but man, my big brother Slick is one of the greatest parents I've known and one of the best grandparents now. And with you guys being over 40 and Slick, you're a little bit over 40, Slick, but with you taking on more responsibility with being involved with your grandkids' life, how has that impact you? And then from I guess the mentality man versus woman, do you think it's easier for a man to do it or easier for a woman to do it the first time? Like you have numerous kids, now you have grandkids that you're involved with. Is it easier for you that you've gone through that experience, or is it easier for a woman because of her intuition and the mother instincts that we aren't born with?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. What is it, Kirsten?
Kirsten, or you can call me KK.
Right,
Shannon,
KK.
everybody calls me
Let's
KK.
work with
Call
that.
it KKK.
We had the cornerstone, so we gonna do a KK. I had my last child. I have 6 total. I had my last child at 36. Okay. 36. My wife was 33, and when she conceived, your steps that you got to do. You got to go to the hospital. You got to get checked, and they basically gave us some medical advice of, it probably be some issues because of my wife's age at the time.
At 33?
At 33, yeah. And we were also told that, anytime that you have a kid after 35, for a female perspective, it was, you were kind of taking chances that the baby may develop some kind of physical issue. And this was her 4th kid. when we were getting this information. So when Shannon kind of told me about, starting families after 40, I was like, wow, I salute them women, because right now I'm 50 and I'm kind of starting over. I have a 5-month-old that I'm helping my daughter out with. And I don't have the patience no more. I'm gonna be honest. I'm in a better financial position than I was with my first kid. With her, she's 30, which is my oldest, and I'm I was a lot springy back then. It was cool for a kid to cry, and get up and change Pampers, sleeping 3-4 hours a night. I mean, that was cool, expected at 20 years old. But now that I'm 50 and this baby's crying and got to get a bottle and wants to watch what's this new thing they got going on, little black cartoon. I pretty much know all them.
Gracie's Corner. Gracie's Corner. Yeah.
So I'm a little tired of that. I just want to know if you'd have had to do it all over again. All right. If you'd had to do it all over again, would you thought about having a baby maybe earlier in your life?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, this wasn't, my plan. Like, there's I think this hook that's going around where on social media where it has people's plan A and then their plan B. And so it wasn't my plan to necessarily, get married late to have a baby late. I did know that while I wanted children, I also wanted to be married and to bring to raise a child with my partner. So I very well could have had a baby prior to getting married, but that just wasn't the structure that I wanted for myself. So because I didn't get married until later, when I got married at, I think I just turned 40. And so when we were dating, we had talked about children and, we both realized, it was no secret, my age. And it was just hey, I kind of had put that in the back of my mind or put that out of my mind because, I'm 40 now, but we both wanted children. We both wanted to try. And, we looked at all of the options. And so we're we had kind of a plan. But yeah, if I were to do it all over again, it wasn't my preference. It wasn't the path that I would have chosen for myself, but it was the path that I, ended up on. And thankfully, I was still able to have, a healthy, beautiful baby girl. So
congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Well, my kids are very active, and when I was a lot younger, I had 4 boys and I was very active in their sports. I coached them, had to get up and go to practice, doing a lot of driving. Are you ready for that? She's 2.
Listen, let me tell you, that is one of the motivating factors of me being in the gym, making sure I am fit and I've got the energy, because she is, I don't know what is in these children these days, but she does not sit still. Either she is asleep or she is on 1900. She is climbing over everything, and I got to make sure I have the energy to keep up. It's funny because my husband, I think he's realized that too. So he's starting to take his health a little bit more seriously. He played football in high school and in college, and then after that, you get relaxed, y'all chill, y'all get dad bods as well. And so he's realizing how much energy she has. So he's in the gym and he's, on a meal plan and all that stuff. But yeah, we are in being intentional about making sure we are both healthy and have the energy that we need to keep up with her. And so I think being older, you have to be more intentional about that versus when you're in your 20s, early 30s, you're not thinking about that because it's I'm 20, I'm not worried about that. But we just have to be more intentional about that while we're being older.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's great stuff, and I definitely understand that because I didn't have Landon until I was 34. The wife was 36, so staying in shape and keeping that metabolism going to be able to keep up with him as he gets older has been a big part of my motivation for working out and staying healthy and being around for the long term for him. So I definitely can agree with all of that. Tell us where we can find you at as far as your social media handles and what's to come in the future for love.
Yeah, so y'all follow me on Instagram. I'm there under KK Stush. So it's KKSTUSH. I'm also on Facebook under my name, Kirsten-McKinney. And what's to come, like more content. Hopefully I'll maybe follow in y'all's footsteps and, start a podcast with other, mothers in this journey with me. And, I'm open to wherever this takes me, but I just really feel like there's a need for it. I'm constantly running into women who are like, oh, I just had a baby at 41 or 42, however old. There's a woman that I found on Facebook who had her first child at 47.
You married?
I don't believe she was married when she had her
Something
baby.
wrong with her then, man.
Listen,
Come on.
different subject.
It's
I have
red
my
flag.
fault. I have
35.
I mean,
Dang, she
what-
chasing Sarah.
very true. But how old was Janet when she had her first child? Was it
And
Janet?
also, she got a big. Well, how much money she got if she had a child? And yeah, I mean, she had a lot of motives now.
But I mean, but it's
200 million
totally. Also Tamron Hall, I think she was like 45 when she had her first child, 44, 45. So there's a lot of women, and I wouldn't like Slick. While I do think that there is some credence to it could be red flags. I think one of the reasons why women are having children later is because, we're not our parents and our grandparents where we think that, oh, you grow up, you go to school, you get an education, and like you find your husband, you get married, and then you start having babies. Like, I didn't intentionally say my plan was to like grow up, go to college, get a job, focus on my career, and then wait. But that's just kind of where my life took me. And I think that, it's okay to give yourself time to find yourself, figure out what you like, what you don't like. And then, you start thinking about children. It's a lifelong thing. Like,
Gotcha.
I feel like I'm more mature, more settled in who I am now than I would have been if I would have had a baby in my 20s,
Yeah, I wouldn't thank you too much.
Yeah, well, that's great info, and we won't keep you long, Kirsten. I know you like to chime into the show, and I got a few questions for you before we get off.
Oh gosh, okay.
More rapid fire. So before you go, here we come with the rapid fire questions, real quick. Let's see, dumbbells or barbells? Which do you like?
I like barbells.
All right, pizza or seafood?
Seafood.
Getting up first thing in the morning with Tania or getting up in the middle of the night? Who gets up first, you or your husband, Sherrod?
Well, he gets up first because he goes to work before I get up. But I would rather get up early with her than get up in the middle of the night. It's a pain.
Okay, let's get to some more interesting questions. Kamala or Trump?
Oh God, that's Kamala.
All right, and you've been tuned in to the show, and some people cosplay as Black MAGA. And if you had to pick, who would be Black MAGA from the corner store?
I'm not Black MAGA.
I don't think.
I ain't saying you. I'm asking her to pick.
Yeah, I don't think that either any of y'all would be Black MAGA. I don't think Slick is Black man. I don't think
Why
he
you had to
is
say
pro-Trump because I know who y'all talking about.
Let us speak.
I don't think he is pro-Trump. I just think he is sick of the Democrats and what they should be doing. And that doesn't necessarily make you pro-Trump. So I get that.
You hear him?
It doesn't. It doesn't. Two things can be true at the same time. You can be sick of the Democrats not doing what they need to be doing, and you can also not be a Trump supporter.
Thank you, man.
I can agree with that.
My
thing is, if you're not anti-Trump, what is the alternative?
Well, now when it comes to voting, it's either one or the other. I agree. It's one or the other. But when it comes to when we're talking theories, when we're talking about like what side we lean on or policies or what we're supporting, like those two things can be true. I can say, and there are some things that I actually agree with. Like, what's her name? AOC was one of the main criticizers of the Democratic Party when she first came on, and talking about how like we are not really moving the needle the way we should, right? What's her name in out of Texas? Oh God, the Delta. Yes, Jasmine Crockett. She was saying we have to stop thinking that people are inherently good and are going to do the right thing and that they are actually playing fair. Like, why are we continuing to see the good in people? Like, we need to be more proactive, more aggressive, instead of reactive, sitting back to wait and see. Like, the MAGA people or Trump people have had a strategy in place for years. And now you see it coming to fruition. So I that's just kind of my stance.
Oh no, we agree with that. That's what we are. We see eye to eye. We see eye to eye there. I don't think we're there.
I don't want to hear that because I say the same thing.
That does not make me a MAGA. Like I absolutely
no. I said I agree.
Yeah.
I firmly believe. I actually said we had this whole conversation, Roger, because I said this about Obama, right? Did I not, Shannon? Say this about Obama, where he could have gotten more done, but he was trying to see the good in these Republicans, and people were trying to say these folks don't support you.
In order to say Obama could have gotten more stuff done, you have to go back and you have to look at the record of all of the things that he presented to the House and the Senate and see how they shot his shit down.
Okay,
No.
Let's back up. In 2008, when he got inaugurated, in 2006, the Democrats took control of the House and they gained substantially in the Senate. Harry Reid was the majority leader, Nancy Pelosi. After his election, he brought so many people to the polls. He had a 60-vote majority, and that was a filibuster-proof majority in the Senate. He could have got anything through. Actually, there were people in his party that told him he should push right through his agenda, but he said, no.
What was the priority?
Hold on. I campaigned on bringing the country together. These Republicans will come over and support me. That's why Hillary Clinton slapped him in the primary. Hold on, wait, let me finish. Hillary Clinton slapped him in the primary and said, you are naive. These folks do not want to work with you. You need to understand that. But let the country come together. And guess what? His vote fell apart. It wasn't. That's the reason why hold on, and I'm be finished after this. That is the reason why the Affordable Care Act, most of the provisions got through under reconciliation because they lost after Ted Kennedy died of brain cancer. They lost the 60-vote majority that they had in the Senate. And so we had to suffer because there was a public option that was going to be added to the bill. They were going to get that through. They actually had Olympia Snowe, who was a senator from Maine at the time, that was going to come over and support them. But because he waited, and we didn't get it.
In context, politics was totally different back then.
I was just going to say, you can no. I'm sorry. I mean, you cannot compare the political climate of 2008 to the political climate of 2016 or 2000. You just cannot compare the two. Like, Obama came after Bush. You cannot compare the two. And I hear what you're saying. And I'm not going to refute that maybe there was some naivety and there was still some seeing in the good in people. But you have to understand we came out of a Bush era. And in 2008, that political climate was not the way it is today. My dad, Black man raised in Georgia, child of the civil rights movement, voted for Bush twice. Today, you could not get him to vote Republican even if you paid him. So it was not the same climate back then.
I hear
And I
you.
believe that it is, I believe that I think the great majority of people probably believe that there was bipartisan was actually a real thing back then.
Yes.
Whereas today it is not.
I hear you, but what I would say is I beg to differ. When Obama got elected, right before the inauguration, Mitch McConnell said his top priority is to make Barack Obama a one-term president.
Yeah.
I want to make him a one-term president. After that, after Obama, they blocked everything he was trying to do. And guess what? 2 years later, guess who came to power?
Guess
who came to power?
You're right.
The Tea Party. It was a white backlash to Obama being elected. And I will submit to you that was there when Bush was there. Many people, the reason why Bush got many Black people to support him because he came out with this whole campaign pledge of the compassionate conservative. He went into any of these Black evangelical churches and appeared soft that I believe in this and that and gave faith-based initiative money out. And many of these pastors came aboard. So he looked more appealing than Donald Trump was. And so I give you that piece. But at the same time, many people argue, and I will argue, that he was no different. He was just like Trump is more overt in his actions. Bush was more cunning, and that's just my perspective.
I mean, maybe so. It to me, it's the how do you want your racism served? Do you want it served like politically correct and talked about behind your back, or do you want it straightforward in your face? So,
absolutely.
In a sense.
Yeah, I agree with all parts of that. That was very well put by everyone. And Kirsten, before we go, is there anything else you have for us? Any other announcements? How Georgia's going to beat Florida again this year? I know y'all haven't beat us in a while, but congratulations on the national basketball championship or whatever.
Thank you.
Football is the real sport that counts, but we'll give y'all that.
We got those too. I mean, we basically Chip Town. So, like, I mean, name. What is it? Chip Town. So, what? We got baseball. We got basketball. We got a couple of
for right now. Y'all got basketball for right now.
Yeah.
Hey, them King boys coming to Gainesville this year.
But listen, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I have not been like big upping my PWI as I like Shannon said, like I low-key be claiming Savannah State and any other HBCU in the last what 4 or 8 years. I'm just like, oh yeah, I went to Florida.
Yeah, but man, it's been a pleasure with you being on the show. Tell us one more time how we can follow you. Keep up
follow
with
me,
you.
Follow me at on Instagram, KK Stush. That's where I'm at predominantly. I will be expanding like more into like Facebook and then TikTok and all the things, but right now, like mostly Instagram at KK Stush, STUSH.
KK, we're gonna follow you. I ain't having no more kids, but
but it's relatable. You ain't got to be over 40 if you got kids in your life, and you just these kids, they driving us crazy, but we love them. So
absolutely.
And then Slick, she's well-rounded. I like calling my little sister, but she talks football, basketball, everything, the draft, all of that. Like, she's a big Jags fan, I think. Are you a Jags fan?
I am. I am a big Jags fan. I'm a big
Travis Hunter.
Don't get me started. Listen, so my husband and I became big Buff fans when Deion not actually when he went to Colorado. We were following him at Jackson State. So we were done. We bought tickets thinking that they were going to go to the Big 12 championship last year and they didn't go. But that's how, like, I'm a huge football fan. Like Uncle Charlie, I remember growing up, we used to go to Savannah to go to his games that he coached. My dad played football at Savannah State. My dad played football and basketball. I played basketball when I was all through to high school. So yeah, we've been talking the whole Shedeur. I'm waiting for y'all to get to that segment because I'm gonna be in the chat blowing it up.
We got to get on our homeboy first.
Yeah,
we got to get on our homeboy first. But thank you so much.
Oh yeah, I got stuff to say about that too. I text Shannon about
you
your
welcome
homeboy.
to stay on. You welcome to stay on and opine with us as we move on through the show.
Listen,
hey,
stay. Nah, Roger just wants you to stay on because you make him feel validated.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Hey,
Don't do that.
I'm an thinker. That's all that is. You know,
I want to go back to this part where Shannon said, Roger 40-something. That fool 50. We 50.
I said a little bit over 40. I just said a little bit over 40.
Well, we 50. Claim that.
Yeah, I'm gonna lie over 40.
Yeah, man. Well,
50's the new 40. That's
moving on to the next subject. Actually, Shedeur is next. Oh my God, you're right on time, Kirsten.
See?
So Shedeur Sanders, the 144th pick of the Cleveland Browns. There's been a lot of hoopla about him falling and him being projected to be a top 1, 2, or 3 pick before the draft. But as things got closer and after his pro showcase, opinions started to change, and then the narrative switched with these anonymous quotes, anonymous comments by scouts, recruiters, and so forth. And then we saw what happened with this latest debacle. Is it justified? Is it overplayed? Was it suspicious? And then even more important, was it strategic by the NFL as a whole? And then we'll let the lady go first since we have a lady and some estrogen on the show. Kirsten, what say you? Was it strategic by the NFL, and then did they purposely blackball them to prove a point?
I'm gonna make this quick. Yes and yes. It was very strategic. It was very intentional. I know that there's a lot of commentary around, oh, is he that great of a quarterback? One thing, in comparison to who? Maybe not in comparison to Kim Ward. That's a debate. But them 5 white dudes they chose over him? Absolutely not. And it was a lesson it was intentional to teach Deion Sanders and anybody with the last name Sanders that they are not about to run the NFL. And you have one NFL family, and if your last name ain't Manning, then that ain't it. So that's it.
Shots fired.
We ain't got to say nothing else.
Not at all. She took mine.
Agreed.
Yeah, I want to go to Big Al. Big Al, what are your thoughts on it? We haven't had a chance to really catch up on it and opine in the chat. I know you've been real busy, but I'm sure this story has hit your timeline.
The follow what KK say, I'm in line exactly 100 with what she said. I think, I think this was already decided by the owners doing a owners meeting. You know what I'm saying? Going into this, I think they made the kid, saying look bad because his dad. His dad didn't have anything. He don't have anything to do with that, but that's his dad. Like Slick always say, you're gonna be there for your kid. Archie Manning did it with Eli. You know what I'm saying? He got drafted to I forgot the first team.
Yeah,
Archie was like,
Chargers picked him and he got traded. Yeah.
And that happened all within 24 hours. So Deion did right to make sure he stayed on his sons and where they go. What pissed me off more is that with the Cleveland Browns is you had him, you could have picked him. but you choose not to. You had all the other
In the
NFL
second round.
teams. The Steelers needed a good quarterback. Who the fuck trusted in Rudolph? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Be real about that. You know, the Giants, they could have picked him up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Lionel.
It's looking like Kaepernick all over again without the political stuff. You know what I'm saying? But just you blackballing the kid because of his dad. You know what I'm saying?
It's hard
Deion
lessons.
always been flashy, always been talking noise. He gonna continue to talk noise. But why you mess with this kid future because of his dad? But I really see a positive future in him. I know it's going to turn around. It's just the fact that he got picked the way he did. He lost out in money. You know what I'm saying? Probably some endorsements.
He'll probably make more money in endorsements even without the contract. That's why I'm not even worried about that.
Yeah. I looked up today. He already only got the damn Delta commercial back. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Gatorade. Now, it had to be a bad feeling to sit there and watch the draft and your commercial kept showing up on there. And then seeing guys like Cam Moore, all of them already been drafted. So a caveat. Go ahead, Edmund.
You know, I agree everything she said, but I think it's another thing at play here too. Yeah, the owners probably wanted to keep him out, but just think about it. If you are head coach and you're a GM and you draft Shedeur, what's the first thing if you have a losing season or not so good season? What's the first thing that they're gonna call for?
There you go.
They're gonna call for Deion Sanders to be the next coach of your team. And so now you got to have that chirping in the back of your head at all times. And so although the owners maybe have their thing going on with trying to tame Deion, but at the same time, the GMs and the coaches are not going to argue either, because they know it's like having you bring a quarterback in to compete for your job, you're going to always be on the lookout for what's next. And so I think that's that play too as well.
Yeah. You got to peel the onion back, and I think you had to peel the onion back. I mean, you hit it on the head. It's like Deion. So Deion built this brand, you know what I'm saying, and he built his kids up from Jackson State all the way up to Colorado, and he's built on confidence, arrogance, money, shining, and being a good coach. All right. He's been successful everywhere he's been. So it's been rumors that he was supposed to leave this year, follow his son. All right. So now Deion played his hand. He basically, in so many words, got on these talk shows and said, my son ain't playing for these particular people. You know? Yeah. Well, the problem you got is, remember I told you, an elite athlete can overcome bad parenting. But when Shedeur, if you look at the numbers, and I think I talked to y'all earlier during the year when everybody was going crazy about Colorado, I said, I don't think Shedeur that good of a quarterback. I see him holding the ball too long, and I didn't think he was athletic enough. I thought he threw a soft pass, which is an indicator of not having a strong arm. That was my opinion of Shedeur. I didn't watch him at Jackson State. I just only watched him at Colorado. So I think Hunter was a bad pick. He to me, I wouldn't have got him at number 2 because he's not healthy, and the kid is small. And for him to go up against grown men and try to play both ways, I guarantee he won't play a full season. So those are my opinions, strictly off of what I saw on football. And I'm just an average, everyday person. So if I'm seeing that, you can't tell me the professionals are not seeing that. And on top of that, guess what? If this boy come in and do good, but we lose, I'm gonna be replaced by his daddy the next year.
Yeah, but that speaks to the fragility of the organization, though. Like you said, the double-edged sword to me is you're an average guy that look at these guys and assess their skill set. I would say look at the professional guys who do the analysis and say Lamar Jackson should be a receiver. Say Jalen Hurts was no good coming out of Alabama. He couldn't take a team to the Super Bowl. So they're professional getting paid.
Jalen Hurts got lucky, man.
Getting lucky to win the Super Bowl.
That joker won't win another Super Bowl.
You know how many times he's been to the Super Bowl?
If Saquon Barkley did not show up in Philly, we wouldn't be talking about Hurt. We'll be telling how garbage a quarterback
Saquon throw the ball to
Saquon ran the ball for almost 2,000 yards.
Okay, but what about them third and longs and the touch
Saquon
push?
is the MVP of the Eagles. I don't care what you say.
So you thinking Gardner
Yes.
Minshew could have took them with Saquon?
Yes.
No.
Stop.
That's why you an average person.
He was
That's why you
on
average on his
Gardner Minshew will not take them to the Super Bowl.
Gardner Minshew don't have the arm nor the leg.
Right.
I just chose Gardner Minshew.
Tell me what Hurts did as a quarterback that makes you think that he wouldn't, that Gardner Minshew couldn't do the same thing.
Bro, Jalen has won at every level.
I didn't ask you that. I asked you, what did Jalen do this year that Minshew hadn't proved that he hadn't done?
Third down conversions, tush push,
run the ball,
running the ball. Third down conversions has been big.
But his own wide receiver was mad at him. Come on now, let's be real.
Which you talking about AJ Brown? AJ Brown.
Come on,
AJ was disgusted with him. Come on now, y'all forgot.
Hey, come on. What receivers don't get mad with the quarterback?
Thank you, Al. You answered the question. Thank you, Al.
Did you forget?
What receivers don't get pissed?
No, AJ went to the coaches complaining about Hurts. At the middle of the season, remember, everybody was complaining about Hurts, talking about the Eagles weren't going to go well, the coach was going to get fired, the coach was frustrated, and then he got hot at the end of the year because Saquon got hot. You get what I'm saying? Come on, bro.
Agree with Roger. I will agree with Roger on that.
I'm not saying the boy garbage. He ain't no Lamar.
Lamar ain't got a Super Bowl ring either.
No.
Hey, say it again.
Lamar ain't got a Super Bowl ring.
Lamar ain't got a Super Bowl
ring. Lamar may not.
He don't.
Lamar may need Barkley.
Come on. So you saying the Eagles would have made it without him?
Play better in the playoff.
Hey, bro. I seen quarterbacks win Super Bowls that garbage. Come on now.
I don't know about that.
Just because you win a Super Bowl as a quarterback don't mean that you elite. Hey,
name the last
one too, and he didn't make Hall of Fame.
Name a quarterback that's won the Super Bowl that was garbage. Come on,
the boy that from Baltimore,
from Baltimore.
What's his name?
Dilfer.
He was bad.
What was the Bucs quarterback name?
Brad Johnson.
Brad Johnson.
Yeah, Brad Johnson.
Name a quarterback in the last 10 years.
Was one and done too.
Thank you, Al. That's the better question. Name it in the last 10 years since the football has changed.
Okay, tell me who the top five. Who the top five quarterbacks right now in the league?
Mahomes, Jackson, I would say
Jackson, Buffalo,
Hurts,
Allen.
Hurts is not in the top five. He might not even make top 10.
Allen, and then what's the guy? Cincinnati.
Burrow. I wouldn't even put Joe
Burrows ain't in there no more. Burrows is not in there no more.
Now, let me tell you something. Hey, no, I disagree with y'all. Burrow played MVP. And if he had a competent defense, Joe Burrow would have been the MVP this year. I'm sorry. If you look at the numbers.
Come on, man. Hey, so let me ask you a question.
His receiver crew,
let me ask you a question, Evan.
Passed for 5,000 yards with them.
Evan, could they have gotten? Oh boy, what's his name from Pittsburgh this year? The one that was on the bench, Justin Fields. If they would have put Justin Fields in the same position that Hurts was. Yeah. Tell me who would have had a better. Who would have had a better year?
Y'all coming down my lane. If Justin,
hold on, I'm like slick now. Hold on, Evan. You a fan?
You been a fan of Justin Fields?
Hold on, wait. He asked me a question. I'm going to answer.
Oh,
you've been a Justin Fields fan since he left Georgia.
Justin Fields had the same support. Hold on, no. I'm gonna answer this. If Justin Fields had the same support as Jalen Hurts, Justin Fields would have won 2 or 3 Super Bowls with the Eagles.
Why do you need this?
He's more athletic. He's more accurate in football. And man, please, I'm sorry.
Come on now.
I'm a Fields fan too, but he's not Justin Hurts.
Hurts been garbage since Alabama.
Hurts proved it, bro.
Hurts been garbage since Alabama, bro. Come on now.
With national
championship, he got benched in the middle of a national championship game.
Yeah, come on now. Y'all know it.
Why you think Tua got benched for him?
Tua didn't get benched for him.
Tua got benched for him during the SEC championship game.
Yeah, Hurts got booed. Got benched for Tua. Then Tua got benched the next year for Hurts.
Winning a Super Bowl don't make you a great quarterback.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. Bro, he ain't just win. He can win a couple years. They have Saquon the other year.
It goes
Yeah,
to
they
show you
have
if you have
to-
a great organization with a great supporting cast, you can win. You can win. That's the
So-
formula.
Hey, what was the formula?
Slade,
Hey,
hold
Mr.
on,
Coach.
Slade.
You're
Slade,
y'all
when they-
you're contradicting yourself though, Edmund.
Okay.
So
help me out here.
you're contradicting yourself because on one hand you say it proves that if you have a great supporting cast, a great organization, then you can win. But then you want to sit up here and then, well, I don't know if it was you specifically, but then you want to like critique Jalen Hurts and say, oh, he won nothing because he had Saquon. So what is it?
No.
Like,
I didn't say
do
that.
they
Rodgers
need-
said that.
do
I
they-
didn't.
do
Rodgers
they need
said
the
that.
supporting
Rodgers said
cast?
that.
Like, is the quarterback supposed to win it on their own, or are they
Cast
supposed
all
to have a
around.
good
Yeah.
supporting cast?
No. I hear.
Like, that's
What I'm saying is, Roger
yeah.
asked me the question. I felt like, I firmly believe this with all my chest, is that Justin Fields is a better quarterback and a better athlete than Jalen Hurts, and would have done better with that
What's your
supporting
top
cast.
5 quarterback?
Huh?
I don't.
What's your
think
top
so.
5?
My top 5 by far, you know, I think Burrow number 1. I got the boy from Burrow's tough, man. I like
Holy Poker number 1.
Mahomes number 2, Lamar Jackson number 3.
Allen.
My boy from Washington number 4.
Are you talking about Daniels?
And to be honest with you,
He's a rookie.
Yeah, already.
Come on, he's a rookie.
You already got him in the top 5.
I said in the league right now. I'm not talking about
But he's
who's
still a
the best
rookie.
all over. You know, right now.
Right now, the top
That's my
5
4.
most rated quarterbacks right now is
And the boy from Buffalo. Those are my top 5.
Jackson, Allen, Burrows, and they say Aaron Rodgers.
Hell no.
Absolutely.
Hell no.
Absolutely.
What the heck you talking about?
Absolutely.
Well, I'd rather take George Rodgers than Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, they got that's exactly though. But that's what they got right now. Not me. I'm just saying. That's what they got right now.
Aaron Rodgers done,
Aaron
man.
Rodgers.
I think he's done. I think
And
anything
once
that's
again, that goes back to my whole thing. Why the Steelers pass this kid? Cause what y'all banking on Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, and they're gonna be just like the Jets. Remember, the Jets were supposed to win the Super Bowl when Aaron Rodgers got there. They had the defense. Then he got there. He didn't like the wide receivers, so he brought in both of them boys from his days back in. Yep, he brought both of them in. You know, from the Packers, and they still were garbage.
And then he stole from the Raiders. Adams came from the Raiders, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He got Lazard and Adams.
Yeah.
In the chat, Rock says, "Come on, Big L, with that Rodgers on the list."
Hey, I'm listening. I do like everybody else do. All I'm doing is I'm just doing research online, and that's the first thing you said.
Hey, Slick, we got Stephen A. Lewis on the show.
Now, hey, don't get me wrong, man.
Don't
I'm
do me
not
like
saying,
that, Rock. Don't do me like that.
I'm telling you, to me, Philly had a solid team this year, and I can tell you this: if Pickett didn't get hurt, he would have. You know, they would have. I think they would have did the same exact thing.
I don't know. I look at the track record, like you said, they wouldn't have made it without Saquon. I would say they the last 2 or 3 last 3 years, they've been to the Super Bowl. They didn't have Saquon in 2023. So when he was actually a finalist for the MVP.
So last year,
a finalist?
Hey, so the year they lost, when Jalen was the first year he went to the Super Bowl, the year they lost, what did they do? What did the defense do to him to make him to attack his weaknesses? They packed the line, made him throw.
Yeah, they forced him to throw.
And what happened?
I mean, to me, the Chiefs was just a better team than them then.
Yeah, but if in the way the game is played, if you're a quarterback and you're not averaging 250 yards passing, and the way this game is played, then to me that's an issue. That's a sign. You're throwing the ball 20, 30 times a game. Most of the quarterbacks are throwing
I just feel like you got to give them more credit.
They changed their game plan and they built that around Saquon.
Right, but
they changed their whole game plan.
The league
they got
built
Saquon around him.
And they won the Super Bowl.
So I understand why Brown getting mad at the quarterback. You can't get mad at Hurts. You get mad at the coaching because they changed their whole game style to build it around Saquon.
Who put that quarterback in there the day that threw that sidearm 15 feet in front of
the white kid.
Yeah,
that was Tyler Shaw.
Oh, they picked him. They picked him. What?
The Saints picked him.
Round?
The Saints picked him in the third round.
Yeah, Saints gonna lose.
And the Saints,
he almost as old as you, Kirsten.
The Saints should have picked Shedeur.
Oh, you talking about the one that's like 26 or something?
Yeah, and he almost as young as you. You're almost as young as him.
The Saints picked him.
But hey, Roger,
you talking about that video that's going around when
he
wasn't at combine.
Kellen Moore was like, nah, Deion ain't gonna take my job.
Hey, look at that.
It's the last thing before we go to the next segment. I feel like we gotta give Hurts his credit. In 2022, he was Offensive Player of the Year. 2022, he was an MVP finalist. That's the year before they went to the Super Bowl. So how do you get those numbers not being a good quarterback? Crickets.
Hey, you know
That's what I thought. Give the man his credit.
I'm just ready to ask. You know, the Hard Rock, because he ain't passed like I wanted him to in the Super Bowl. But I like the kid, but I lost 13 grand, Slick. You know what I'm saying?
That's why right there. And I wouldn't like him either if I lost 13 grand.
Okay. I like it. But hey, Slick, I thought about Caesars all over again.
Yep. Who was the MVP this year?
Grand, right there for 250 yards.
Lamar Jackson.
Say it again.
Why
Lamar didn't get it?
Would you rather have a MVP trophy?
They wanted to give it to the guy.
I ain't talking about that.
You don't play to get an MVP. You play to win the Super Bowl.
Lamar won the MVP and had better numbers this year.
They didn't want to give it to him.
I'm a Lamar fan.
They didn't want to give it to him 3 times in a row.
Yeah. So when you talk about the NFL and all this, the awards, to me, the awards don't justify your play sometimes on the field, because the best quarterback in the league this year, other than Lamar, was Burrows.
I don't justify, but you also have to have a winning record. How far did you take your team?
Like, then it should be a team. It should be a team award then.
But that's what the Super Bowl isn't. That what the Super Bowl is?
That's right.
Is that not what the Super Bowl is?
But y'all were hyping this guy up like he was the reason he made the Super Bowl. It was Saquon.
No, nobody said that, Slick. Nobody said that. We just said he wasn't a trash quarterback like you said.
He wasn't
We didn't say he was the reason why they won the Super Bowl. We just said
he got legs, an arm, and a brain. Come on, man.
He's always been garbage. Because he was back
there. Like, how can you call him garbage? That's the thing. Like, in the middle somewhere. Is there an in between garbage and like the greatest thing ever?
There's no in between. No, there's no in between with him. No in between. It's either one or the other.
Water garbage.
Who?
Yeah. In the chat, if you listen.
Water garbage. He was garbage.
Could the Philadelphia Eagles have made it to the Super Bowl with any other quarterback other than Hurts? No, yes. Not any other, but any average quarterback.
Specifically, Gardner Minshew.
They made it. Remember, they made it. They made it and won with a backup quarterback.
Yep.
They made it and won with a backup quarterback. So
how long ago that was?
That was so long ago.
That was about 5 years ago.
Jalen had a broke pinky finger or something for half of the season too, and still was able to do all that.
Man, that boy got.
Hey, you think they gonna run it back?
I don't think he's.
That's gonna be a highest game, probably 188.
If they win another one, Slick, you got to take all that back.
Hey,
he's not gonna take it back. He's gonna double down.
I will.
No, he's not. He's gonna double down.
He's still
garbage. He's just 2-time Super Bowl winning garbage.
Right. Exactly.
Roger said that man garbage.
Hey, he gonna pick him first in our next fantasy league.
I bet y'all won't.
Not him. Man, good show, good interaction on that, man. But in the chat, could they do it? I see Rock says He talking about he would take me over Jalen. Come on now. You gotta give the man some credit now. Like he don't make it that far just being
the only thing I give him credit is he got a good signature on the right contract. That's it. He picked the right team. That was it.
Who's the top paid in the league right now? Quarterback.
I
think Mahomes. No. Who just signed that big contract?
Burrows is the top.
No, Edmund, I know you're talking about.
No, it's not Burrow. Somebody just
did it. Somebody just did it.
I'm talking about the highest paid quarterback is Burrows, ain't it?
Hold on, let me see.
Somebody just re-upped and became the highest paid. I can't remember who it is.
And it must be Herbert.
NFL.
It must be the boy from the Chargers.
It's actually Dak Prescott.
Yeah, I thought so.
What?
God damn.
Dak Prescott. Damn,
you want to talk about garbage?
Yeah.
Garbage.
Right. Now you can call garbage. Now you can call garbage.
That gets $60 million a year.
Whoa, son, don't talk about the Cowboys like that.
Joe Burrow is second, 55. Josh Allen
Prescott is trash.
Jordan Love is 55. Trevor Lawrence is 55. Now that's garbage. Now that's highway robbery. Trevor Lawrence got a contract of $55 million a year. That's garbage.
That was last year,
it went that fast from Lamar being the top number one to now he's like number 10, bro. After just recently,
he's making $52 million a year. Jalen Hurts making 51.
Jalen Hurts,
Jordan Love, Deshaun Watson. And Deshaun Watson making 46 doing nothing.
They need to take out a warrant.
Deshaun Watson ain't been the same since he stopped going to the massage parlor.
Deshaun Watson.
They need to take out a warrant on Watson.
Deshaun Watson ain't been the same. Deshaun Watson ain't been the same since the happy ending.
They need to let that man go back and get some massage. That's
They gotta let him go back to the parlor, man. He ain't been the same.
He ain't been right since he got a massage. I'm sorry.
Missing something.
He needs to switch over to another.
Stop him from getting massages.
Yeah, when they stopped him.
They need to let that man go back to Spa Sedale.
Hey, man, if Robert Kraft can do it, why he can't do it? Yeah, man. But great segment, man. Great interaction. And Kirsten, I appreciate all of this great feedback you're giving. You're gonna have to help me out with my brother Slick. Edmund, he used to be all right with watching football, but man, for y'all to say Jalen is garbage.
Hey, Roger, we on the same page here now.
Hey, hot dog ain't.
Edmund, I be with you in politics, but with this, I can't know.
Thank you, Michael.
5 years. Hey, 5 years.
Yeah, talking about George Rogers.
How long he been in the league, hot dog? 5 years, 6 years. You ain't attempted to draft him in our fantasy league.
He was gone by the time I got him.
Yeah, please. Rock got him and lost. That's what it was.
Yeah, give that man his credit. He got more Super Bowl appearances than the last several top quarterbacks.
You got more than that.
All right, next subject, man. Woo, this is a tough one here, man.
Oh, wow.
No, it ain't.
That ain't tough.
Horse himself. Shannon Sharpe recently had allegations of an essay or sexual assault. YouTube, you can't say sexual assault, but on here, we can say it. But he's been accused of sexual assault with a 19-year-old. And it's blowing up. And I took notice to something. I think it was last night on Nightcap. I noticed some of his sponsorship wasn't lit up in the background, and he didn't do his monologue at the very beginning. So does this actually hurt him, or can he bounce back from it? Ladies first. What do you say, Kirsten?
Yeah, it hurt him.
It's definitely hurting him. I don't know where I stand on is the essay real? Is that true or whatever? Innocent till proven guilty. But I think that he kind of did it to himself. This is where we call, making bad decisions. And I just feel like he's too old to be making these decisions. He has no business. While it's legal, I get it. It's very legal. Like 19 is a legal age, but why is your 55-year-old ass messing with a 19-year-old? Like that just does not make sense. And I think he
know
did
why.
it to himself. And I just think this is where, you gotta start thinking with the head that is on top of your shoulders. So yeah.
Nah.
You know what, Shannon? It's like my grandma always said that the snow only fun for the first couple of days.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, so I'm gonna use Edmund. I'm gonna use Edmund.
Everybody like the snow until it's a blizzard.
Hey, I'm gonna use Edmund and Shannon's they defense all the time. I just watched the episode of what's the coach that's coaching North Carolina now.
You talking Bill
Belichick? Yeah, I mean
his girlfriend is 23 years old.
That's stupid as well.
He's 73.
Yep, stupid
So
as well.
to me, that ain't the case. I don't think that's the case with Shannon. I think the problem with Shannon is Shannon trying to live this life, and he's always played this role like he was a mentor. You know what I'm saying? The that's how he got the name because he's always was attacking other people. He was always, kind of giving advice, and he didn't take some advice. All right. I don't think he did nothing wrong. The man, 50 years old, you date who you want to date as long as they over the age of 18. Me personally, I can't date nobody under 25 and probably nobody over 55. That's just me. All right. But Shannon did nothing wrong. Now, the problem with Shannon is Shannon out there dibbing and dabbling. When you single and you out there in the streets and you got 5 or 6 of them on the hook, it's hard to keep all of them happy. When that thing came out with that girl, Michelle, that little girl got mad. She's 19 years old. And that's where that come from. And now Michelle is trying to sue him for the little video. So
see, this is the thing.
You're trying to get coins.
It's not about whether or not he is wrong or right. Like we've established that he has not done anything illegal. It is the decision making. And what I'm saying is Shannon is a 55, and it's not even so much about him dating someone younger, right? Like whatever. It's not even so much about that. It is, you are 55 years old. You have accumulated all of this success, money, and all of that. Why are you dating someone who has nothing to lose? That is my whole point. Like 19-year-olds have nothing to lose. They got about 3 more times to reinvent themselves, to start over from scratch, to become a new person, to, whatever, wipe away their past. You do not. So that's the problem with you dating someone so young. These kids, they don't have nothing to, she ain't got nothing to lose. And what did you think you was going to get with somebody who's on OnlyFans?
That's
like,
my
point. Come on. It's the decision making. It's the trifecta of like the wrong person to date. You know what I'm saying?
See, KK hit the nail right on the head.
Hey, we taking applications for co-hosts. You sure you don't want to be on the show?
Right.
No.
She hit the nail right on the head. The thing is, I agree with Roderick and I agree with KK. I agree with Roderick that it's legal. My thing is, if you're gonna get a 19-year-old, you need to get a quality 19-year-old. You got a 19-year-old that's an fans. Like she ain't got nothing to lose. Her reputation, don't care about her representation.
You must ain't read them text messages.
Well, he picked the wrong 19-year-old.
He wasn't no normal 19-year-old.
It comes down. I
that's
agree with
every 19-year-old on OnlyFans. What she texting him was nothing different.
I need to expand my age group then.
You heard the recording. Yeah, we heard the recording.
Yeah.
That's my thing is he didn't do anything. I agree with
I'm gonna choke you when I see you. I'm gonna choke you when I see you.
I agree with Slick. He didn't do anything wrong. But to me, you are a brand yourself, so you're a person of influence. So it's just like Kirsten, when we were in corporate, we used to get compliance updates about phishing emails. What I'm upset with him about is why didn't he see the red flags of the context of her text? And then what if that got out? Now your team's in jeopardy, your brand's in jeopardy, your sponsorships in jeopardy. So to me, it's all about brand reputation, protecting your brand. And as he's a person of discipline, and like Slick said, he's always trying to tell other people what to do, what not to do. He even chastised Ocho Cinco on the show. And ever since he's done that, things have come to light about him being lack of discipline than Ocho was. So to me, it comes down to brand reputation, him losing brand sponsorship, him having to take leave from ESPN. So yes, it was legal, but was it ethically? Was it morally? And then do you lose value in the public eye because you make business?
The thing is, right
I
now,
think he will,
right
but at the
now
same
it's
time,
legal.
Americans are very forgiving. So this will be all under the bridge once this goes away. But
hopefully,
I agree with you, Shannon. He created this mantra around him that says that I'm this unk and I'm giving advice. And you had two people on your show that gave you sound advice you did not listen to. And that's why that has gone viral. Cat Williams and Monique. You need to settle down. You're too old.
And then the other one is like Roderick said, a lot of stuff he says is projection. What's the comedian that plays Ashley Larry from
Donnell Rawlings?
He was on the show, and Shannon gave him hell about his baby mama being so young. So with that, now that piece is going. I don't know if y'all saw that, but even that's going viral. And now she spoke out against Shannon for giving Donnell Rawlings flack about having a young baby mama. So it just.
But listen, let me tell you what. But y'all ain't ready to have this conversation. It's the why, right? The why is like Shannon. You are 55 years old. You are a retired professional football player. You should know how to spot these type women, right? You are not new to this at all. But I think it's ego and I think it's insecurities. And that's not he's not ready to he's not ready to talk about that. It's his ego and it's his own insecurity.
He always had his preference, Kirsten. I know we know him better than you know, but
no.
Slick probably can tell you better than anybody. Slick, has he always had this preference?
No, let me tell you, to me, it don't even have nothing to do with the nationality of this young woman. It has nothing to do with her nationality. Like, I know he has an affinity for the non-Black women, whatever, but it's not about that. It is, why would you jeopardize all of that for this? And it is ego. Like, why is he like going back to the top of the call, Slick, you made a comment about the 47-year-old woman who wasn't married that had a baby. Why is Shannon Sharpe, old ass 55 years old, not married or settled down in a long-term relationship?
And I agree with Rodney Dinkins. Rodney Dinkins actually played with Shannon Sharpe, Kirsten. That's our big brother from Glenville. I agree with that too. He says, "Unk don't want quality; he want a freak."
Right.
That's the part I was saying. He's always been like that
from OnlyFans.
Hey, watch the video. Say, "I want that."
Let me tell you. I can't just pay to watch it. I need it in person.
Hey, when y'all get a chance, go to the Roast Sparks.
The Roast Sparks.
Yeah, when you get a chance, go look at the Roast Sparks as he got running, and then go to the comments. Bro, they dragging him. It's so funny, bro. I started to bring something to the show, but when you get a chance, go take a look at them.
You got Roast Sparks.
I think one thing too that he might not have been thinking about, the stuff he being accused of. It's civil right now, but it could easily flip over to legal, and you could be in legal trouble, and that can make it escalate even further because you could be facing further consequences from a legal system.
Every successful person, and I ain't even talking about Black person, every successful person, even including some of you guys that's sitting on this panel, we get comfortable when we think that we made it.
Thank you.
We get comfortable.
Yep.
I didn't know what was wrong with that. I thought you were about to say something else. I was about to say,
we get comfortable. We get comfortable in our position. We get comfortable. I heard him attacking old boy on College Game Day that day, and I was like, Shannon, comfortable. You know what I'm saying? He acting like he can't be replaced. And guess what?
Ego. That is ego.
And guess what? He's gonna get some humble pie like Dion did. He's gonna get some humble pie. And now, will he recover from it? Shit, if they let old crackhead, what's his name, get back on TV, you know,
you talking about Michael Irvin?
I thought you were gonna say the other one. If we could have,
they're gonna let Shannon come out, but Shannon got to change his brand. He can't come out doing what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? He can't come out with the advice. You know, he can't do that. You know,
my thing is if the country can vote in 47 with all his allegations,
no, that's a whole nother story.
That's a whole.
It is, but
you can't compare that. No,
it is, but it's the same ones talking about him, but turn around and voted for him. That's my only point with that.
But we already know we held to a different standard, right? And we always say it's not right, but we know it's the reality and it's the truth. We have to work twice as hard and have blemish records. What could be a controversy for us, they can get away with that, and we know that, and he knows that. He was raised in Glenville, Georgia.
Kenfo got comfortable, man. Kenfo got that liquor selling. He got that podcast booming.
He got feeling like he's untouchable. Like can't nothing. Yeah, he's about to get that whatever. Somebody said he was about to sign some sort of $50 million. Yeah, he got comfortable. Got that ego. Yeah,
he thought he became invincible. Money makes you think.
Exactly. Y'all know I like my suit. I like my women like I like my suit sizes. 19.
Yeah, but it was crazy, man. He got, he got some heat on. He got that coming from that girl, that 50 mil. The Michelle got a suit on him, and you guys know Brett Favre got a defamation lawsuit.
Oh, that suit ain't that Brett Favre suit ain't going anywhere.
Out,
yeah, they threw it out.
No, they threw that out not too long ago.
Yeah, they threw it
recently.
Out.
Yeah, but
But I don't even think this suit was gonna go anywhere because they gonna. I listened to his attorney yesterday, Lanny Davis. He represented Bill Clinton, longtime political attorney. They're countersuing her. I don't think she's gonna get any money like she's gonna get any money. I think she's gonna get money. I think her best shot was to get it before it hit the public because he was trying to keep her quiet and pay her off with about $10 million. But they got greedy and wanted $50 million. And I was like, that ain't gonna fly. So now they get the subpoena. It's a different story when they subpoena you and they bring you to the stand. With although I went through all the text messages, it's damning. Like she's a liar. In my opinion, looking at the text messages and listening at what was put out in the public eye, it's how you gonna how you gonna say somebody raped you when you let them in and you let them back into your place 2 or 3 times after you say they raped you to have your rendezvous.
Yeah, but look at
talking like that, man. That's that lawyer talking that talk for her. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It is, but his reputation is damaged, and his reputation is what got him the sponsorships and all that. So he in a little bit of trouble when it comes to financial. Now he's gonna fight because that's that Glenville in him. He's gonna fight, and that's why he exposed her name, et cetera, et cetera. But no good coming out of this at all on neither side.
No. I agree.
She may make some more money because everybody probably looking at her fan. What is it called?
What she's gonna do is now her new line or her new niche in the market gonna be having sex with black men.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't like how it's covering up because Sterling just got inducted into the Hall of Fame.
I know.
So much joy around that moment, and now this.
Yep.
But I can tell you right now, he happy with Shedeur Sanders, though.
I was getting ready to say Shedeur has taken that heat off of him for the moment until more text messages come out. I think some was released last night, and then the scammers are coming now. More women are likely to come out.
Yeah, but Shannon don't care. You didn't watch the draft? He had a live podcast at the draft.
Yeah, I watched it.
I know he don't care. But it ain't. I mean. It ain't up to him to care, but do his sponsors care? Like Boost Mobile was taken down from that's usually up at nightcap on the Ocho had a jersey hanging over. So will he be hit with the sponsors?
He will. They probably take a hiatus and come back if everything smooths over by the summer. They'll come back just like they do everything else.
Yeah, Tiger Woods lost a bunch of sponsorships way back when, and they came back.
They let it, but he,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
Tiger Woods different.
Last thing, and this is like the
He's
rumor. Last thing, and this is like the rumor mill. And Kirsten, I don't know if you saw this, but I sent a video to the group, and it was a video of Matt Barnes talking about Shaq has a vendetta out for Shannon, and he may be involved with this, and he's known for paying stuff to get dirt on people. So Matt Barnes is claiming it. Shaq could have paid old girl to try to draw up a lawsuit to bring Shannon down because Shannon did something to Shaq back in the day that Shaq didn't like.
I think that
there's
AI.
any teeth to that?
I think it was AI.
Yeah, that seems very.
Shaq in the same boat. Shaq in the same boat Shannon in. Shaq out there in the streets. And then when it boils down to it, it's gonna be about some girl. I guarantee you. Watch what I tell you.
Yeah, well,
but it's a pattern when it comes to this thing. You know, the story breaks, and then all the conspiracy. Well, you know, people come out like, "Oh, look at what they're trying to do to the black man." Then they put out the narrative and try to pit the black people against each other, and then you know,
yeah. And now AI is involved, so it's hard to distinguish what's
real. Yeah, it's hard to know what.
Yeah. But man, that pretty much wraps up to the end of the show. But I wanted to see if Slick had a what were they thinking for tonight to close us out. Slick, you got anything?
If you don't got one, I got one.
No, I'm gonna pass tonight.
I got one.
All right, what you got?
What were they thinking? Saying Gardner Minshew could have took the Eagles to the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts. I'm not letting that go.
Hey, I seen worse quarterbacks take teams to the Super Bowl. I'm telling you. I'm telling you that.
Wow.
Yeah, we gotta give him his credit though, Roger. My man's been in the Super Bowl 2 of the last 3. He's been named Offensive Player of the Year, he's been MVP finalist. You don't do that not being a quarterback. I would say that. And other than that, man, good show, great lively engagement. Kirsten, let us know when you want to sign up and be the host.
No.
You need a moderator, man.
Yeah, I like.
You need a moderator.
Listen, I'm happy to moderate, but this is y'all's show. But thank y'all for letting me sit in. It was a lot of fun, though.
No, we need you. You
bring
an added element.
Hey, when you get her credentials, you can come backstage, but that's what it is.
Like this show is censored, the uncensored show, the unfiltered. Oh my god! Now that's where the ratings will go up.
Get on right now.
Okay, exactly. What is this? Is it after dark time? Let me go ahead and exit my curfew. It's my curfew to hit.
It's after dark.
Yeah, we're gonna have to point you to the back door.
Y'all better have one of them.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Kirsten. I know we'll be in touch. Kirsten recently signed up with iRun24 Digital to help her with her brand reputation, her digital strategy, and all of that stuff. So she's working closely with my company. So the stuff you see that comes out, we're working with her.
Oh, okay. How about before we go? Hold on for a second.
It's the only food still got a house for him.
You better go get that Gardner Minshew jersey.
Hey, he still got a wall phone too, you know. So I got up.
That's funny.
Yeah, while we're waiting on him, man, thanks for everyone who tuned in to the chat. I can't see Facebook right now, but I see YouTube. And Rodney Dinkins, he's a frequent follower of us and chimes in and watches every week or every time we come up. But I know there's a lot of people that are going to watch the replay. We've been playing around with nights and days of the week that we wanted to air. So we're going to try to fine tune it to where everyone's able to watch it and we get the ratings up. Share it, hit the like button, let us know where you're watching in from, and we'll continue to bring it to you if you wanted to hear from us. So, Slick, what you got, brother?
I got the new starting combo guard for LSU Tigers.
What?
Hold on.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
always
What's up?
breaking history on the show. You know, we had the first high school coach to coach 2 Hall of Fame brothers in history. Now we have Mr. King himself, who's going to LSU.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Corner Store, brother. What's your snack? What's your favorite snack before we get started?
I'm a chip type of guy. You know, I like any type of Lays going on. That's me right there.
Okay, and let me ask you a quick. Cashews or mint chews?
Oh, I like cashews.
Thank you. That's my dog. I don't know what the daddy was talking about. Hard to mint chew. I don't know what.
I don't know what he was talking about.
I knew where he was going.
This man talking
I
about.
knew exactly where you were going. I told him
Minshew or Jalen Hurts?
would take the Eagles to the Super Bowl.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's where we get the mint chew. So I'm glad you said
Yeah,
cashew.
Minshew or Jalen Hurts?
What'd you say, Big Al?
Minshew or Jalen Hurts?
Jalen Hurts.
Okay. Oof.
Thank you. Woo.
You know what, man?
I'm glad the fruit fell way from the tree.
Wait, right.
Hey, you got to
Don't
put it in
say
context. Asking the right question. Could the Eagles win Super Bowl without Jalen Hurts? If they had any other quarterback, a manager, somebody didn't give Saquon the ball, throw down the field.
Yeah, I mean they would have been there. I don't know if they would have won the whole thing, but you know they still would have made some noise. I believe.
Mm.
Thank you.
Divisional round exit. That's my final offer.
And enough about them old pros. We want to hear about the future pro, and then introduce yourself for those who are chiming in or going to see this later. Let us know who you are, where you're going, and what do you hope the outcome is.
Yeah, so I'm Rashad King, son Roger King, you know, King family. Spent my first 3 years at Northeastern University up in Boston. Recently just entered the transfer portal. I'm headed to LSU in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Looking for a new opportunity. I had a pretty decent year this last year. Looking to, you know, keep it going. You know, the goal is to get to the NBA, and I really feel like it's right there in my grasp. So taking this next step to, you know, make it happen.
Oh man, that's awesome. Like, we've kept up with you through Roderick's posting on Facebook and on social media since we knew you before you knew you, since you were young. So I just want to give you your flowers and say we're so proud of you, bro, and continue to stay focused, stay disciplined, and listen to your pops, man. I actually call him for advice sometimes, so he knows what he's talking about most of the time. But sometimes you know,
Unless he's picking NFL quarterbacks.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. But just a few more questions. What are you looking forward to at LSU, and then why did you pick LSU over all the other schools?
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing I'm looking forward to is actually just playing in the SEC. I know it's a lot of teams, a lot of fans, and it was the best conference this last year. So I'm looking forward to, you know, playing in it, playing some pros, and you know, seeing the outcome with that. I would say I chose LSU mainly because of the opportunity. You know, the coach, he you know, presented a very good, you know, situation for me, and you know, everything lined up, all the boxes checked off that I was looking for within a program. So I think I can use their facilities and, you know, just the opportunity that they're presenting to, you know, further my athletic career. So that was really the main reason why I chose them.
Okay, man. Awesome stuff, man. Awesome stuff. Just a few more questions. Edmund, looks like you had a question. You got anything?
Oh, no, I'm good. No, I was just going to say, man, I just want to say congratulations. But, man, your daddy been working with you on media because you're doing a great job, man. You're a pro at this.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
You're well spoken. I love the highlights. I've been following your previous college team or your existing college team, and they showcase you a lot. So, bro, get ready for the spotlight. I mean, looks like you already have media training. NIL deal. Do you have any apparel so we can go out and get the jerseys, the T-shirts? You know, when you come close to here, we're gonna be deep, bro.
Yeah, right. Not
yet. The will call list. Put me on the will call.
put the Glenville podcast on the will.
Yeah. And you know, and also we have a Florida Gator who's on here, so she'll be one of the opponents when they come. So, Kirsten, I gotta let you know when they come, Kirsten.
Yeah,
LSU
let
when
me
they
know.
play
So
Gainesville.
yeah. I mean, you can. I mean, we going for another one. So I mean, I'm gonna wish you good luck.
I
But
know we're
you
gonna
know,
have to give it to
Man,
them.
all them Negroes running to the draft.
Yeah,
But NIL, back to NIL. Do you have any apparel line or anything that we can go out there and follow and purchase yet?
Yeah, so no, not yet. We're kind of getting all that situated right now as I move into the next spot, but it's definitely coming soon. I'll have whatever they got planned for me out there, so be able to send out love and show the love out there like that. So.
All right, good stuff. Last but not least, where can we follow you at on your social media handles?
You can just follow me, Rashad King _. It should be around there somewhere on Instagram, Facebook. You can just type my name in, it should pop up.
Hey, little cuz, listen, we not a basketball school at Georgia. We're a football school, so please don't do my alma mater too bad.
They're gonna have to get it just like Florida. Everybody got to get it this year.
One last thing, I might need you to do a throwback in honor of your father. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture of our old basketball shorts. I just need you to wear them one game. Memory of number 4, Roger King. And
cool.
One of the most memorable highlights I remember from basketball with your dad is he never dunked. He might have tried before, but we played his girlfriend's school at the time, and he showed out and dunked on someone on a fast break. That's the only dunk I ever seen him do in a game.
What school was that? What school was that?
It was Long County. If you're in the chat, Long County. He dunked on Long County.
You know I did that. You know I did that. You know why I did that.
And I put emphasis and so I put emphasis on ex-girlfriend. I know Brandy's watching. Brandy, it was his ex. So, but he dunked on the opponent's team, best player, their big man. They went chest to chest. And how about the coach made us run that Monday because he told us nobody to try to dunk.
Oh man,
How old school is that?
That's great. That is old school.
That's old school. But man, your dad has game. He was a beast on the football field, beast in basketball. He was all right in track. He didn't stay with us, but he definitely come from good pedigree, great parents. I hear your mom was a great athlete and all. So man, we just want to salute you. Say congratulations again. It's only up from here. So getting there is the easy part. Now, what you gonna do after this, bro?
Yes, sir. Most definitely, we're gonna make it happen. I really appreciate y'all for having me on the show tonight.
Yes, sir. So let's give it up in the chat for Mr. King himself, Ty King. MSU.
Thank y'all. Thank you.
Much love, bro. Nephew.
All right, y'all.
Scared the shit out of him. I woke him up.
Oh, yeah. He speak better than you. Half sleep, then you speak all the way awake. Nah, he's well spoken, man. I always tell you, bro,
you've been practicing with him, man.
Man, long time, man. I'm be honest with you though, is what I can tell you this. I took some of the things that I were weak on growing up, and also watching other parents. And some trial and error. One thing I did notice is I couldn't stand watching young kids that were having interviews and they didn't know how to really speak. So when they were younger, I would teach them how to sit at the table, how to eat, where to put their hands at. When they speak, don't always be about me. Talk about the team. Talk about, other items. Pronounce your words. Don't go up there talking about, we this, we that, And so them boys kind of followed the plan, so it made it easy for me is I would give them my opinion and then I would see them execute it. So, like Ray, Ray has a speech impairment and you couldn't tell. You know what I'm saying? When he does interviews, you can't tell. He practices that. When he speaks, I guarantee nobody in the family knows that. You know what I'm saying? And he worked hard on that. And that's his younger brother, Kirsten, that he's out in Texas playing football. Yeah.
Oh, okay. A&M or
No, he's at a junior college right now. He's young, running back. You know, everybody kind of dodging him because they think he's too young, but he's talented. He's probably one of my most physically gifted kids that I have. So, but hey, credit to them boys, man. You know, I threw out some stuff. They picked it up. They listened.
Nah, no, don't. I
been
know
pretty
you're
successful.
humble. I know you're humble sometimes, but man, you got to take the flowers when you get them. They wouldn't be who they are today without you and Brandy, of course.
Man,
so you set the foundation for them. You empowered them. You instilled them. You equipped them to be able to do that. So they had to accept what was given to them. A lot of kids have it given to them, but they don't accept it because they want to be cool or fit in with the rest of the kids. And like he didn't say he didn't say, you know what I'm saying, see what I'm saying. He didn't say none of that. So that's a respect to you.
One thing I do want to tell you guys that I'm super proud about. You know, everybody asks me, how do you feel? You know, the one thing that I notice in the quality of this kid is he's gonna graduate from Northeastern in 3 years. All right. So he's leaving Northeastern with a bachelor's degree. He's going to his 4th year in college at LSU. He's starting his graduate program. He walks on May 8th, you know, and he's got a couple classes that he's got to finish, you know, but they're allowing him to walk. And if anybody know Northeastern is a very high academic school. And he did it in 3 years, you know, while being a D1 basketball player, while putting in the hours to getting better. He went from 4 points, I think his freshman year, 4 points a game, to his junior year to 18 points a game. You know, so he put in that work in the classroom and also, you know, on the court. So that's what I'm super proud about. You know,
that's what's up.
Yeah. No kids, never been arrested, no off the field trouble. So that's a testament to him and you and the rest of his supporting cast. So big ups to the King family. Stay tuned for much more to come from them. Hopefully we can get him back on before the summer is out. And then once he gets there, maybe have
he's gone, man. He leaves Wednesday. So I won't see. Next time I see him, it'll be on the graduation.
And we can send him the streams. Like, hey, when he get that NIL deal, let's definitely get it out here because I'm gonna need a shirt.
I got you. I got you.
But man, great show tonight. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thanks to our special guest, Miss KK herself, KK the brand. Let's give it up. Thank her for blessing us coming through the corner store. What's your favorite snack before you go?
Oh, probably I do like nuts. I like. Oh, godly, that doesn't sound right, but yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say pause.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, Sean. Wait,
y'all mind in the gutter. Y'all ain't like
yeah, y'all really are. I really was not trying to like. I like mixed nuts. Like that's a little healthy. I try to stay away from potato chips.
All right, well, you know, you go to the corner store, the mixed nuts about $18 with the tariffs on them.
Right.
I can't afford it no more.
Yeah.
Man, great show tonight. Thank you once again to everybody who's tuned in. Thanks to the cast on here. Any last parting shots, guys, before we go to the real show, the after show, the after party?
It was nice meeting you. It was nice meeting you. A different perspective, you know. To be honest with you, I'm a little bit more aggressive on certain items. But I was like, you know what? She's pretty cool. And I kind of understood where you was at, especially when you explained about why you waited, you know, to have a child. And to me, that made sense. You know, most women that I've met, in my past that was over the age of 35, you know, they just didn't, you know, me and them didn't agree so much about some of their decision making.
Okay. Yeah. No, I hear you. And I think that is, you know, I think that those are real scenarios. I think those are real. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, guys. Well, if nothing else, great show. Until next time, we're gonna let y'all know when we do it again. And we've been playing around with days, but please stay tuned. And until next time, peace and love.
Bye.
Bye.